Hi hopefuls, I hope that you're well. Raquel, I have the same feelings about secondhand stuff. Something that I'm really looking to do is to also extend my secondhand buying to my flatware for my home. I really would love to have a collection of eclectic flatware, like the plates and all of my dishes. I would just love for them to be really unique pieces, things that I find at a thrift stop that don't have a match, that are not in a set, like just random plates. I had started that a while ago, and currently our dishes are actually secondhand, but they're just kind of more like incomplete sets that just really aren't my style. So I'd really like to work on a collection of eclectic flatware as well. Oh, this camera's gonna die. KATIE-REBEKAH, yes. The Sims. I would borrow Sims 1 discs from my friends that would spare them and would lend them to me as a kid. I was lent The Sims, obviously, and then you can get the expansion packs. The expansion packs that I was able to borrow were Hot Date, obviously, classic Hot Date, and then Living Large was also one that I borrowed from my friends a few times. What I really loved about The Sims 1 is that you could play around in CAS and do pretty much CC before I knew what CC was. Like you could kind of just draw on garments and stuff and kind of add your own designs, and that was really interesting. So I used to play around on that, and then when it was time for Sims 2 and Sims 3, like I never really asked for them for our computer. Like I knew that wasn't really an option. For one, my computer was older. I don't even know that the stuff would run on it. And two, I had a friend who had Sims 2 and Sims 3, I think, and she had a computer in her room, so it was like unlimited access to The Sims. When we were at her house, we would play it a lot. But I never really got into playing Sims 2 and Sims 3 other than being at my friend's house. I remember in middle school I had gone to somebody else's house, like the one time that I'd gone to their house. You know, you have like those fringe friends, like maybe that you don't do a lot with, but this was the one time that I stayed at her house, and she had Sims for PlayStation, and that was my first ever experience with Sims on a console. And obviously it's a lot harder to navigate from doing like a mouse on a computer to console. Like it's just a lot different with the controls, and trying to like swoop around and move and stuff was really difficult, and it was my one and only experience with it, and I was like, this is impossible. How could anyone live like this? I went to adulthood, like I bought my laptop secondhand, and that thing was definitely not going to be able to run The Sims. Like I had gotten it for video editing, so I didn't want to cram it up with gaming. The laptop that I still use today, that I got in 2013 refurbished, was not for gaming. It was, and still is, only for video editing. And when I tell you, she is trooper. I'm surprised I'm still using the same MacBook from 2013. Refurbished. Enough said with that. So I didn't really have access to The Sims 4 until Dave and I went traveling to Thailand and bought a new laptop for gaming and to bring with him on this trip. So we downloaded Sims 4, and that was like the reintroduction to The Sims in my adult life. Like the last time I had played The Sims, it was like teenage time, and then mid-20s. Found a resurgence for The Sims through that way. Not that I ever lost love for it, it just wasn't an option. We played in Thailand and then a little bit when we got back, but it wasn't until I had Owen and he would fall asleep on my lap and I would get nap trapped right here, right in the seat, that I started to play The Sims 4 on the Xbox. So I moved over to console because it's super easy to just sit here, let Owen fall asleep, and then whip out the controller and sit for a couple hours while Owen's asleep to play The Sims, because he was super fussy to move. I couldn't like move him once he had fallen asleep, and he wouldn't fall asleep on his own. And I was like, you know what? When am I ever gonna get this opportunity to hold my child while they sleep and also play The Sims? So I've started to do that since, and KATIE-REBEKAH, you know, because we talk about it a lot. That's what our messages usually consist of, is what Sims are you doing? Have you had the time to play? Have you seen this new pack? Oh my gosh, I just did this. I do that with a few of my other friends too, who also play The Sims 4. And right now, both of my children are asleep. Instead of cleaning my house, because let's be honest, cleaning never ends, so why am I gonna force it right now when I could sit down and have some uninterrupted time to engage in a hobby and play The Sims 4. So we're going to ignore the child mess here, the children's mess here, and loading screen for The Sims 4. And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy some child-free time during the day to play The Sims. So I'm going to do that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will meet you back here next Tuesday.